one of the final pay-per-view of my career was in Wembley.
Cool.
SummerSlam.
Yeah.
And, you know, I wrote a poem, but then I said, come on, Lanny, you can be better than that. This is Wembley. It's got to be something special about this building. And I'm going to find out what it is. Because I didn't have a cell phone back then, and I definitely didn't have Google or anything to look something up. So instead, I took a walk upstairs, and I was hoping to find somebody that can tell me all about Wembley. Well, I went to the box office, and I saw a plaque, and I wrote down all the information on this plaque. And then one of the things that Vince McMahon wanted from me to do the poem is to keep it short and not waste a lot of time. So I had to use an economy of words. So listen to this poem and then see if you can criticize me. I dare you to try, because it's short, it's concise, and it tells all about Wembley, and then it tells about what we're doing tonight. And I keep the villain thing going. So it goes like this. From the home of the Olympic Games of 1948 to the World Cup of 1966. I know the date. Now it's SummerSlam at Wembley, and the genius holds the key. Behold the future champions, the brothers Beverly. Now, how was that?
It's funny you bring up the Beverly Brothers, because one of the very last things I wrote was, I fucking hated the Beverly Brothers as a kid. I hated them. They were the most my most hated team in the WWF at that time. And I actually started watching around 93 when I was about, because I'm 34 now. So I would have been about 6, 7 when I started watching. But my older friend used to give me tapes of the couple of years, and the Beverly Brothers were just, I don't know if it was the music or if it was the purple trunks, but it was, or the bleach blonde, or maybe it was the mustache. But there was something going on where I don't know why I hated them so badly. How were they? Did they deserve the hate from me?
Nice. They were very talented, very colorful, very nice people. And if you hated them, that means they did their job. So you gotta give them credit. But here's one of the reasons I didn't like them. Because they used a finish called the Shaker Height Spike. And that is when you take a guy in a back body drop and the other guy takes him by the hair and throws his head into the mat in a pile driver form. And you can go on YouTube and look at it.
Right.
But then you never saw them do it to John Tenta or Fred Ottman. This is Typhoon and Earthquake. You never saw them do it to the Road Warriors, Hawk and Animal. You never saw them do it to anybody of consequence. Who did they do it to? The people they called the jobbers. Well, I've got bad news for you. There's no such thing as a jobber. They're the people that make you look good, and you have a responsibility not to injure them. They're human beings. They are at a certain level in the business. And I was a jobber. Macho Man Randy Savage was a jobber. Hacksaw Jim Duggan was a jobber. We've all done that. And if somebody doesn't break your neck, you have a to rise in the ranks. So that is the way I feel about it. You have to take care of your opponent. Or if it was so safe, why didn't they do it to John Tenta? I'll tell you why. Because, well, you know the reason. He wouldn't have gone for it. And there would have been reciprocity. Okay, and this is the pecking order that I dislike in the wrestling business. I miss a lot about it, and I don't miss that.
Do you remember anyone else who was maybe selectively dangerous with certain moves according to the opponent's hierarchy?
Do I remember somebody dangerous? Yeah, Big Boss Man.
Oh, really?
He dropped me on my head. Yes, he was dropping me on my head consistently, and it was hurting me. And I asked him to stop, and he says, "I got to get over." I said, "At the expense of my neck." And so he was a nice person. A lot of people liked him. I liked him. I just didn't want to work with him because you can get over without doing that.
I remember an interview you gave a while ago, and this is sort of maybe on a general theme, but when you were, let's politely, well, you don't like the term jobber, let's say preliminary talent, or on the lower card.
Enhancement talent.
Enhancement talent, thank you very much. Someone, you said, never thanked you for, allowing them to pin you, was Rick Rude.
That's true. He never did. And there was nothing I could do about it. He was doing a lot of Xanax. He called himself the Xanax Kid. I don't even know what Xanax is. What does that do for you?
I think it's just a relaxer. I'm not sure it's a muscle relaxer, like a really strong one, but maybe it is. I believe it used to be. I'm sorry, I believe it used to be on prescription years and years ago in America, and then it became over the counter. But I think it's something to relax you.
Yeah, he finally achieved total relaxation, and that's where he is now.
Yeah.
Now, this is a man that if push came to shove, I would have been pushed and shoved. Rick Rude was a tough guy.
Yeah.
And he was basically interested in two things, Rick and Rude. Okay, so that's what he was interested in. And, almost everybody is that interested. But life is a marathon, not a sprint. He won the sprint. I won the marathon. He didn't thank me, but I thank him. And I'm being sarcastic.
Specifically, it was apparently the day, and I believe it's your highest profile match you ever had. It was with Hulk Hogan. It was actually on the day that you had words with him. Well, not so much words as in confrontational, but maybe you got one over him verbally in the
That's right.
Backstage.
That's right. Here's what happened. I'm in Topeka, Kansas, and I'm going to wrestle on NBC against Hulk Hogan. And I show up in the back, and all his friends are there. And he says, "Is it true you're only getting this match against Hulk Hogan because your brother is Macho Man Randy Savage?" And I said, "Yes. Didn't you know that? This is about favor, not merit. Didn't you know that about the business?" And everybody laughing at him. See, I took the bullets out of his gun. I didn't get the match with Hulk Hogan because I ran the 100-meter dash in 9.6 seconds. It was just they put you there or they take you down. It's all favor, not merit. Now, in like you say, Usain Bolt, is he the fastest man in the world, or do they just like him a lot? No, he's the fastest man in the world. Well, wrestling is not like the 100-meter dash. In wrestling, they have to like you a little bit. Or you have to be the Macho Man's brother, or whatever reason I was selected to be in that match. But you're dealing with a guy that wasn't happy for me. He didn't mind beating me on television, but when I got a break and I wrestled Hulk Hogan on NBC, he wasn't happy for me. Understand? He didn't thank me when he beat me, and he wasn't happy for me when I wrestled Hulk Hogan. So, psychiatrist, you could have done a lot with him.
Do you smell what The Rock is cooking?
Enough is enough!
Booty-poo, Candy-ass!
I had him writhing in pain with my sharpshooter.
Rocky!
I am not a nugget!
Stick him straight up your candy ass!
I kicked your leg out of your leg.
The Rock has come back!